Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shine Your Mojo Sunday, where we meet each and every week at the end of the weekend on Sunday night. And we meet on Sunday night because it's the end of the weekend, and whether we're aware of it or not, most of us are starting to come down off of a high of the weekend where we feel really good, we're really energized, we spend time with family and friends, or we just got to relax a little bit, and then we start to think about all the responsibilities that we have for the upcoming week. And that's why they call it the Monday morning blues. So what we do here is we plant powerful seeds so that we focus on the good things that we're going to accomplish in the upcoming week, planting seeds to feel good and to have a good week at the same time, to have an amazing week. And because we wear so many hats throughout the week, we really only focus on one thing, one area each and every week. And this week our focus is on the power of influence. And I am Wendi Blum. I am a success and strategy consultant, and it is my passion and my purpose to inspire millions of men and women from around the globe to tap into their gifts, their power, the infinite gifts that exist inside of each one of us, each one of you, so that you can unleash your brilliance and your genius and live a life that you love right now, regardless of what your circumstances are. And so I'm so excited to be with you each and every week. And this topic tonight is such an important conversation around influence. And when you think about what influence is, like, what is it? And it's the capacity of power that exists in people or in things around us that brings some sort of compelling force to produce effects on the actions or the behaviors or the opinions of others. So influence is a really important conversation. And to be able to affect an action for ourselves, for something that we want to accomplish or do, to influence other people around us in our personal lives, in our business. When we think of influence, we think of leaders for the most part. We think of company CEOs, and we think of people that lead large groups of people, but they're all different levels of influence. Influence is an inner drive. It's something that comes from within us. It can be and usually is inspired from around us, and then it awakens a certain energy from within us. And the difference between motivation versus influence is motivation is coming from the outside, and it's more of a force. It's more of trying to get somebody to do something. If you have kids and you're trying to motivate them to clean their room or motivate somebody to do something, you know that can be very, very difficult and challenging to do. Influence, on the other hand, inspires someone to do something. And many times that person that does something, they believe that it becomes their idea, so that they created it. And when we create something, that's when we have the ownership for it, and that's when the real inspiration really takes effect. So influencing through inspiration is really the key because it doesn't take apparent effort. If you're trying to motivate somebody, it can be exhausting. But influencing somebody is just inspiring them, one, by the person that you are through modeling, through behaviors. And so it's just allowing the essence of who you are or who you want to be the dominant part that shines out from within you. So I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to put the mute on. There we go. All right, so we just got a little quieter there. I put the mute on. And so because there are different levels of influence, you really just want to start by thinking about the concept of influence and just observe. Observe the influences that are in your life and how it affects you and your business and your personal life. And so when you think about influence and you think about influencing others, you know, there's a reciprocation. When somebody does something for you, then you feel inspired to do something in return. And so not that you want to do something just to get something back, but just being a giver and somebody that's very generous, that influences people just automatically because we gravitate to people that are kind, that are giving, and that are happy. So those people, they have a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. They become influencers. Think about someone in your life right now that has high energy, that has a lot of enthusiasm, that is really happy, really kind, speaks to everyone, you know, really kind to the wait staff and to the clerk at a grocery store, always being really friendly and outgoing. I know my uncle, who passed away a few years ago, is one of those types of people that everybody loves being around. And so you have those people in your life. So you start to notice who they are and start thinking about the traits and then mirroring some of those traits. When we think about authority, we think of authority influencing us, you know, someone with a big title. Authority can be either intimidating or authority could be just, wow, how did they get that position? And so first and foremost, even thinking for yourself that you are worthy of any position at any level. So often we segment the way we think into different buckets and different groups of people. So we have the maybe it's considered the elite group and that they're influencers. See yourself in that light also, and knowing that anyone at any time can be an influencer just by even having a greater awareness and making a decision around influencing yourself, having discipline to take care of yourself first, and that means discipline around your health, discipline around your commitment and being consistent. That influences people. Social media today is so important because people can observe and they can watch and they can see if you're committed and if you're consistent. That in itself creates influence. And social proof is where it's at. I mean, these days, anything and everything is online. We're looking to see where the masses are and what other people's opinion is about someone. And so you just start by just having an awareness around it and then growing your own social proof by doing those things, by being giving and happy and being committed and being consistent. And then that know, like, and trust factor. Keeping your word, being somebody that is trustworthy, that people come to as a confidant and know that they're not going to come to you and you're going to go, what? Or you're going to have some facial expression that's going to be like, I can't believe you think that you're going to stay very neutral so that everyone feels comfortable coming to you and you're their confidant. They build your know, like, and trust. And then lastly is we're influenced when we know that there's urgency or scarcity. When someone is busy, they're not just busy being busy, but really busy because they're doing something that's important. They're busy with charities. They're busy in their business because they have a lot of customers. When we see somebody that is efficient and busy, you know that saying, if you want something done, you give it to somebody who's really busy because they have momentum on their side. So people that are not really readily available, then those are influencers also, because when someone is totally available, has a lot of time, then one, we start wondering why they're not taking the time and giving back and making a difference and, spending more time in customer service or with their clients or building new businesses or that sort of thing. So influencing really is just starting small, first starting with yourself. I loved this quote that I read earlier today, that influence is the single most important skill you can master in order to shape your destiny. And so now I ask you, who do you know that influences large groups of people? And go ahead and write them down. Who are the influencers? Maybe you just know of them, but who do you consider to be the influencers that influence large groups of people? And then as you're writing that down, write down why. What it is about them that makes them an influencer. What are their characteristics? What are their traits? Being compassionate, being authentic, speaking with a caring tone, being very neutral, having a great awareness and a sense of leadership in their style, even the way they stand, carry themselves, all of it. And then, who influences you in your life? Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a friend. And why is it that they influence you? And just think about that. What are their traits? Influence is both, can be positive and can be negative. To surround yourself with positive influences. I had a friend, it was back when I was in my 20s, and she smoked. She smoked cigarettes. And I, from time to time when I was with her, because they'd be readily available, I smoked too. And so, just to have an awareness, because if someone influences you in the opposite direction, then you want to limit the time that you spend with them. if you leave and you feel less than inspired to do more, to become more of who you truly are, then that person is influencing you the other way to seek out people that are positive influences in your life. Books are really powerful influencers. Surround yourself with books and inspiration. And then lastly, tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day, and many of you may be off or taking a holiday tomorrow just in recognition around the influence of Martin Luther King and why he had the influence and the impact on the world that he had. The power of his speech, I have a dream, his willingness to be brave and bold and to speak up even though it wasn't the popular thing to do. There are people around you that you can influence in a positive way tomorrow in reflection for your dream, the possibility of your life. Take the influence of Martin Luther King and think about your dream and how you can influence your dream to happen in your life. You're on this call for a reason. That's no accident. You're ready to take your life and or your business to the next level. This week is a powerful week. I invite you to focus on influence, bringing more influence, positive influence in your life, and being a positive influence to others. Thank you so much for being part of this call, Shine Your Mojo Sunday. We meet here every Sunday night at 9 p.m.